the crossroad, wondering where I should go. Should I go left or should I go right down the wrong way? Making the same mistakes. I need your help. I need the one who's been there every moment. Faithful, you never gave up on me. Yeah, I gave you reasons you refused to leave. All that I've needed, you've done. I can count on the God who did not count me out when I gave up. You never gave up on me. Yeah.
As the days go by, I see time stand still.
Are we moving? Am I still? Yeah.
Stuck in my own way.
Hey, making the same. I need your help. Need the one who's been there
every moment.
Faithful. Say, you never gave up on me. Everybody sing it now. I gave you reason. All that I've needed, you've done. That's you, God. I'm so grateful. Every victory you won. Oh, you did not count me out. You never gave up. Come on, JJ. You never gave up. I'm so grateful for your love. Never gave up on me. Say, I'm so grateful. You never gave up on me. You never gave up. Oh, yeah. Never gave up on. You never gave up. I'm so grateful. Say never. You never gave up on me. Woo. Hey, I gave you reason. You refuse to leave me. All that I've needed, you've done more. You blow my mind. I'm so grateful. Every victory you won. You're dependable, consistent, never changing, never failing. You never. Let's go. Say never. Never. Gave up on. Say never. Say never. Gave up on. Come on. Say never. Gave up on me. You wouldn't give up. You never gave up on me. Clap your hands, hallelujah. This song is for all the imperfect people who know you serve a sovereign, faithful God. Everybody lift it up, say never. To give up, when I'm trying to throw in the towel, you threw it back and said, I am with you. I'll never leave you. I'll never forsake forsaken. He wouldn't give up. I gave him every reason to throw me away, but instead he threw my sin. He threw it in the sea, and he rescued me. He rescued me from all my sin. He rescued me. He rescued me from myself. He rescued me. He rescued me. He lifted me. He lifted me.
Connecting the community through gospel. The new 107.9 FM, W300EB, Macon, and WDDO 980 AM, Perry, Macon.
The views expressed on this program are not necessarily the views of the 980 AM, the Glory Media Group, LLC, AM, its staff, management, or advertisers, but are the views and opinions of the participants of the broadcast.
Mother Georgia, she's back on live, the historic 980 WDDO.
She's
All of us
back.
live into the studio with our host, Brenda Sutton.
Hello.
Hello, everybody.
You know what? They say Brenda Sutton is like, I'm not really a Sutton anymore.
Yeah, you're Brenda Sutton-Williams.
Right, because I married Big Hen, who is the sponsor of our show.
The great Henry Williams.
We love.
Attorney at law.
Wait a minute. You know what? He trying to tell me to push this mic.
It's just like everybody knows it's October now and it's Halloween season. And of course, Brenda Sutton-Williams is back.
But you know what though? What that got to do with anything? Somebody is Halloween. And what you doing talking? You know what? Now that's you know what.
I'm just saying.
You know what though? You know, you supposed to be getting something but we the FCC thing, put that phone down because you supposed to mess it up because you don't do no Facebook Live because it mess up our numbers. You know, Mr. Jackson told you not to do that and you trying to do it right now and mess it up for everybody. Put that phone down because you don't know what you're doing.
You might be correct about the not knowing what I'm doing part.
No, but the phone.
Because I just recently, like a couple of weeks ago, got rid of my flip phone.
You know what? I thought I thought the man, you know, last week Johnny wasn't here. So I was just texting him, Johnny, how are you?
I never dropped a call on my flip phone.
You never dropped a call on flip.
My flip phone never dropped a call.
Did you ever get a call on your flip phone?
Yes, constantly.
Uh-huh.
It just took me 4 hours to text somebody. 2 sentences. 4 hours.
Because what is it, like 3 letters per number, right?
Yeah. I had this guy one time used to be texting people with a code. And I used to think he was writing a novel, but he was like texting, thank you. And it would take him like an hour and a half on his flip phone.
You know what? But you know what, though? I think it's bad, though. Some people don't need a cell phone.
No, there's still a lot of people got flip phones.
It is a lot of people that got flip phone. But you know, my 87-year-old mama, y'all know my mama been sick. By the way, thank you so much for all the prayers.
Yeah, we've been praying for her as well.
Yeah, but you know, she made me get her iPhone. I had to get her iPhone.
She don't want to be doing 1960. She wants to be up to date.
How about I'm getting emojis from her?
Go ahead, Ma.
Mommy, I look down there, I got somebody like smiling or something, thumbs up or whatever like that. I'm like, what?
She's trying to show you her level of intelligence.
Oh, I don't know, but I tell you what, she told me, she said, Carrie, that's her sister-in-law, Carrie got an iPhone. And if Carrie got an iPhone, you and Harry, that's what she called him, you and Harry need to get me an iPhone. So there we go. Me and Harry.
She should have an iPhone.
You know what though, Johnny? She don't know what to do with the iPhone.
She knows how to send you emojis.
And ask for money. No, I'm just kidding. Look,
I sent you a cap-ass request. She knows what she's doing for sure.
She know how to count on money too.
Yeah, send your smiling face emoji first.
Right.
And then a hugs emoji. And then the one with the money dollars on it.
talking about cash app.
I shouldn't have to ask you for no money. All that I've done for you, I brought you in this world. I sacrificed. Some days I went to work and didn't even have any shoes.
Come on,
I
come
don't know why I got to ask you. I shouldn't have to ask
Break
you
out
one
into a hymn
time
now. Break out
about
into
no money. Lord, what's wrong with this child?
That's what she do. You know, today I was at a doctor's office, and she called me on the phone. I said, "Oh, Mama," I said, "my knee is just killing me." She said, "No, it ain't, cause you talking to me." I said, "Boy, that was a good
If
one."
you can talk, you can walk.
That's what she told me.
That's right.
She said, "No, that knee ain't did that. That knee must
That's
be."
right.
I said to myself, my mama pretty sharp with her old
Yeah,
self.
she's telling you if you can do all that talking, ain't nothing wrong with your knee.
That's what she told me.
That's exactly what she meant.
But tell me about you in Chicago, Chi-Town. Did you have
Yes,
any?
you know what? I've been to Chicago. That was my third time.
Uh-huh.
But the other two times, it was just about serving the purpose that I went. So we went to the performance sites, and that was really about it. Like first time I went, I was in college, and we went to see Kennedy King, and we went by the, where the Library of Congress and all that stuff.
Yeah. Did you go down by the river where the art and all
Not
that
the
stuff?
first time, years ago.
Okay.
The second time I went, we went for a singing engagement. First time I went with Tennessee State. Second time I went, about 9 years ago, something like that, with Jimmy Mills and the GQ Jazz Ensemble. We performed at the Zetas Conclave, and we kind of just went to the site.
Right.
But this time, I was there long enough that I really, one of my cousins who lives there, another Hollingshed, Michael Hollingshed.
Uh-huh.
So we went there, and he got me, and we rode around, right? Chicago is so doggone big.
Ain't it?
I mean, like, I used to wonder why guys and ladies from Chicago would hear people from Atlanta talking smack about how it was the city and the hot city. And man, Chicago is so. I thought the tall buildings would never stop up there.
Did you really?
It was because I went to the canal by the pier, saw the Sears building, all that, Trump Towers.
They got a Trump in Chicago?
And it's hot. You know what I mean? It looks good. But it's
Are you sure about that?
I'm sure. Yeah.
I mean, but
yeah, it's an apartment
dwelling. I wonder how
dwelling.
much money he on.
I don't know, but it's
nice.
the lights were on.
Well, that's true.
People were living there.
Okay.
And it's right on the canal. It's like, that's a beautiful place.
You know what, though? I would have to say Chicago is one of my favorite cities. Back in the day when Oprah was there, when she was shooting her show.
When you and Oprah used to run together.
I was on her show twice.
I know.
Not physically on her show, but in her audience twice. And I got the chance to get up and talk and ask the question with Hard Candy.
Well, Oprah's a Tennessee State University Tiger, as I am.
Oh, okay.
Just wanted you to know.
But I'm from Morris Brown, March of Riverine.
Do they still have a
You so low down. Yeah, we got a school.
No, you don't.
Yes, we do have a school. We got our accreditation back. You better get up out of here. I'm an HBCU grad.
Oh, well, we welcome you back into the HBCU.
I really enjoyed that. But yeah,
family.
I absolutely love Chicago.
It
really is. I tell you where I went to. I can't think of the restaurant up there that I went to. Good grief. I can't think. But it was just a really neat.
I had some Chicago pizza, man.
No, there's nothing like that pizza. And I went to the mall that was in it was like in a tall apartment building. It was like, I don't know, like maybe 10 to 15 floor mall. It's probably closed now. It had Neiman Marcus and stuff in there.
Yeah, man. It was.
That's when I was married to my first husband. I spent his money.
Mr. Jackson. Okay.
Yeah, that's probably what happened to Carl Fambro. That's what
So now it's time to deflect back to
what you mean?
The original point was. So I was there this time in performance capacity because before the pandemic, we were doing a national tour of a stage play called Justice on Trial.
Right.
And the pandemic came and they stopped us. So we was our first date back out, and it was in Chicago.
Yeah.
And we did a sold out audience, and that was great. And the show was really good. And now, along with Dr. Chad Lawson Cooper, who wrote the play, produced, and directed it, he has taken on another executive producer, Harry Lennox. Do you know who Harry Lennox is? Well, look Harry Lennox up. Harry Lennox has been in a whole lot of movies and television and Broadway. He's well known in that world, and he's been in, for the young folks, he was in the Avengers movie, but he's done a lot of work.
Yeah.
And but the experience was really great. And so here comes this tale about why we were talking about phones. So we were at this wonderful hotel and all that stuff. And so the Uber was coming. It was like 4 cast members at that hotel. And they sent Ubers to pick us up. Got in the Uber, got to the rehearsal site, and got there. And as soon as I got out of the Uber, I looked for my phone. I was like, oh, no. So but the driver drove off, and I asked another cast member to call the person that secured the Uber. They called him. After they called him, we waited a minute. Then they called back and said, well, we called the guy, and he said he didn't hear your phone ringing. I'm like, no, I wanted him to stop, go back and get my phone. So all he did was call the phone. He didn't hear it. 8 hours later, the guy calls me back and says, well, the Uber driver called me back and said that he just finished looking for your phone and it wasn't back there. 8 hours later, I know you've been picking up passengers all day, grabbing up my phone. So I had to be without a phone for about 4 days. And
Well,
it's a shame how crippled we are.
You know what, though, really, though, while we move forward with that, I really don't understand why anybody would have taken a flip phone. I'm just saying. I mean,
I
you
did
know,
not have-
it's
did
just,
not have
it's
a
just,
flip
you know,
phone
I mean, you know,
in Chicago, people.
You
This
do.
is
You do have a flip phone.
a Christian gospel radio station, and we don't want to promote fibs on this particular station. So it wasn't a flip phone, but it was just the fact.
But it was real close to a flip phone, though.
It was a Galaxy 510.
Did it have like graphics on it?
You see what we
Did
mean?
it have color graphics or was it monochrome?
Well, I could do emojis, but they were in black and white. Black and white emojis.
And so I'm really sorry about your phone, because really I was like, Emily, there's something wrong with Johnny.
So I couldn't call. I couldn't reach out to you. I was trying to do different things.
But
on
let's just talk about the real deal with that phone. Okay, let's just really put to rest.
That phone is gone.
But
I have another
by the way,
phone.
but let's just really talk about it. How many phone numbers do you know by heart?
That's the part.
That's the part. So don't be putting it on the phone. It's the memory. It's the memory that's going on, Johnny. You don't know. I don't either.
I know my phone number.
I know my phone number.
I know my Mildred's phone number by heart. I know my Maddie Pearl's phone number by heart.
Yeah.
Uh,
I mean, I maybe know like 5. No, I know my husband's phone number. I don't know my mama's phone number.
I know my baby
daughter's,
brother's phone number by heart.
I know his phone number, but I don't know anybody else's.
That's only 3 numbers.
Yeah, that's sad. And you know, we have become dependent, right?
Yeah.
Upon these phones. And that's the real deal. How dependent are we on an electronic device? Because there I was trying to call you. I couldn't get you on the phone.
Yeah.
And by the way, if I lose my phone, see, that's because I have an iPhone.
But dig this. Don't rub it in. So here's the deal. So I think, if I'm correct, so if you like a person's missing, you have to wait like 72 hours, and then the cops will consider them missing.
Right.
So it was 4 days, and neither one of you, Emily, or you, called and reported me missing to try to find me. So y'all were just gonna let me be lost.
Well, I was like looking for you on Facebook and stuff. I knew that.
See what kind of friends I got, people.
And I knew that if you were like, if somebody stole you, they'd bring you back. was like, they be like, oh, not you mean that male chauvinist Johnny? I know if it was a woman, she was bringing him back because she would have to cook.
Not necessarily.
Yes, you do, Johnny. We ain't gonna even talk about you.
Not necessarily. No,
I
can cook. I can cook
for real,
very well.
Oh.
I make the best collard you ever had. My dad could cook. That's why I can cook.
For real.
Yeah, cook. Now I can't make any cakes. I don't do any baking. Now I do think you need to have a skirt on if you're gonna be in the kitchen baking. But
see, bing. Y'all can't hear it, but there is our co-host.
You're not
Johnny.
gonna have me in the kitchen making tarts.
You know what? Because you are a big tart.
So what?
Give it our phone number, by the way.
So the phone number that you can call in is 478-250-1444. You can also listen to us on 107.9 FM and 980 AM. The Glory. So we have these different vehicles that you can tune in and join us. And so remember, 478-250-1444 is the number you can call in right now. This is not a taped show. We're live. So you can call and join in. And if you got something on your mind that you want to talk about, we'll be more than happy to entertain that thought. And we do want to say, it's a whole lot going on. And for all those out there that are dealing with pain and suffering and death and all kinds of issues within your family, then certainly we want to say we extend our prayers to you.
Oh, absolutely.
And speaking of family, we were talking about family before
yeah.
we came in and debating whether we just kind of.
Yeah, because I was just like, having worked with, my mom and everything, I want to do a shout out really to my family.
Okay.
Because they have really been there.
Everybody stepped up, huh?
Everybody stepped up, and my cousin Jarvis and my sister-in-law and they just really was there for them, to provide support for me. And goodness knows I appreciate, and not to mention my husband, Big Hen. Big Hen has been there.
Hen is the man.
Why you say that?
Because he's a great guy. He's a solid guy. He's a man of his word.
He is.
You know what I mean? And at the center of him all, he knows that to be great, you have to be a servant. And he is about helping other folk. He wants to bring other people up. You know what I mean?
And you know what though? And I was going to say, but I have seen, and we were, hey Sheila, how you doing?
Hello, Sheila.
I was just thinking, I said, I have seen so many families that are like going through, and the family ain't there. And then the folk end up not talking to each other for years. Okay?
Yeah.
So-and-so stole this, or so-and-so tried to steal the property or whatever. And they'll go, and I mean, it'll be like they wouldn't have talked to somebody 10, 15, 20 years. I don't know how they do it.
If somebody's out there listening and have experienced death or some kind of long-lasting illness or injury within the family, and other people had to step up and take care of some of that business that person or people would take care of, and you're going through that experience and a little frustrated with it, or if you're going through that experience and are having great success, why don't you give us a call and share some of those stories with us? 478-250-1444.
But let me just say this. All your family is not your blood, because that's another thing.
Absolutely.
Because I would have to say, I'm on the steering committee for Georgia Women and those who stand with us.
Okay.
And that, I was marching this weekend with them because I hadn't seen them in a while. I was marching for
with Morris Brown.
No,
band.
not the kind of march.
Oh, I thought you were with the band.
No. But I was on there. I believe in a woman's right to choice. And so there we go. And
wow, now that's a subject.
You know, I just don't believe that a man has the right to tell me what to do with my body. And
Well, hold it. I think that we should get one thing straight.
What?
When you say man, you mean mankind. You don't mean males, do you?
Yeah, I need males.
Okay, I thought you did. I just wanted clarification because there are some ladies who suggest to other women, you should go and abort that baby. You don't need a baby right now. You're too young to be having a baby. You still a baby yourself. What are you going to do with a baby? You're such and such years old. You don't have a job. You don't have any kind of plan, baby. I think the best thing for you to do
is to abort.
So women also suggest to other women that they should not have a baby at certain times.
I agree with you.
So let's not keep saying.
No,
I'm just saying. I hear it in the news too.
I'm talking about the law.
But the law is not just man.
But it is. But there's a lot of men out there who be trying to tell folk what to do, and they need to sit down. Nah.
But I'm saying you've got female senators, female in the House of Representatives. You got females on the Supreme Court. So I'm saying it can't be in totality just a man.
Okay, well, let me just say that type of thought. Okay, so I was out there with them this weekend, and of course, I can be kind of radical, and I was about that because I feel real strong about it. And my good sisters out there, they're my family. They've been like, we're gonna come, we're gonna help you, help you move your mom when you get ready to move her. Brought me some Merlot. That was the real thing. They brought me wine, so I was all right. About 6:00 in the evening, I got real relaxed and everything. Because
I wonder what it is Sheila Worthy agrees with.
Sheila Worthy, don't you agree with the fact we're talking about a woman having the right to make a choice? See, it's a lot of people, and that wasn't a subject, but we can go there.
Yeah.
That there are some men that are in the legislature, legislative body, and they think that they have a right to, let's say, in the instance of incest, and the woman may want to abort that embryo. They said no. They say that the embryo will abort itself. I'm like, see, that's a bunch of craziness.
That is,
and by the way, or in this sense of rape, that's just, it's a whole conversation. It's really, really, complex. But I just feel like, we've got bigger fish to fry. Why don't we deal with some of this racism we got going on? You worried about babies and things like that, so you claim, but yet and still, those same group of people won't make sure that once those babies are born, that they have health care.
Right.
They're not going to do, or if they end up in foster care, oh my goodness, let somebody else take those children. And so they're not taking care of them once they get here. So to me, if you are all up into that, then you need to make sure these children are taken care of.
And I agree with that 100%.
And that's why I believe into, woman's right to choice, because I'm not trying to do foster care. I'm gonna just be honest with you. I don't want to do it. Not gonna do it. I don't like literature like that. I don't like literature that way.
Not the ones that you can't send back home.
That's right. Yeah, and so I'm just saying that I think sometimes.
See, now I wonder what Ms. Worthy is saying yes to.
She's saying yes to what I'm talking about. A woman have the right to make a choice. That's what Ms. Worthy is talking about. She said a woman have a right to make a choice. And I don't feel like nobody can tell me what to do concerning that.
I feel like that as well, because I feel like that choice is totally on them, because they are the ones that's pregnant. And when people challenge them from a spiritual or religious point of view, I feel like with that stance, then God is going to decide whether or not she did the right thing. So that's not for me to do.
And
that's not for me to do.
And by the way, and see, that's my issue. I say, okay, well, like I said, what you need to be concerned with is how we treat those little brown babies at the border. Now, see, I usually don't get on here and talk politics, but see, that's real dear and sweet to my heart. The way we took and snatched those little brown babies from
the Haitians.
The Haitians and our Hispanic brothers and sisters, the way they took some of those babies from those mothers' breasts, took those children, and then, but they're the same ones that'll be saying, I don't believe that that's what we need to do. So when you're talking about human life, I think it has something to do with race.
Of course.
And whether or not a person has the money. It's not talking about poor people. So there we go. And I think that, and that's kind of, we kind of ventured off on that because I just, that Georgia women family, we took a stance. It was a very difficult stance to take, but we did. And I just enjoy, that extended family that I have. I have, Nikki Randall is my extended family.
Love myself some Nikki Randall. By the way, Nikki Randall attended Tennessee State University as well.
Oh, you talk about Nick. Yeah, and you know who else? Danny Glover.
Oh, yeah, Big Blue.
Collard green.
Big Blue.
Yeah. He's going to be having that collard green giveaway real soon.
Yeah, Danny's been involved in it's what they teach, to be servants. That's what it's really all about.
It is, and that's within your family. I'm always surprised. There's always one or two in the family that do all the work. And I'm looking at one of them right here. I want to give a shout out to Johnny. Every time I look around, I see you going in there taking care of your brother. And I just really applaud you. I know that you have given up a lot part of like your social life, but that's really not why he got married. Well, he ain't married, but he'll probably try to put it on. He'll say, I ain't got no wife because I got to take care of Bruce. He telling the story, y'all. But anyway, how often do you go see Bruce, really?
I try once a week, every week for I don't know how many years, at least one. So he was in Augusta, he was in Dublin, he was in Savannah, he was in Eastman, he was in Swainsboro. He's been all those different places in the last 4 years.
So how's he doing?
When I saw him last Thursday, he was doing real good. He was looking good and feeling good. They cut his hair.
Was he waiting for his honey bun?
No, that man ain't waiting. That man's waiting on grocery, food, collard greens, and chicken, and whatever else is coming. He loves Anderson's Diner with a passion, and then I bring him honey buns and all that. But he waiting on the real food.
But I just have to commend you. But a lot of people are not that way. And as I started working with,
I appreciate that.
And you are to be commended. As I work with my mother, I begin to see so many elders that don't have that kind of support.
Man, let me tell you, families, I tell you what. So recently, now certainly we're not doing names on the show, so don't start calling us, asking us who we talking about, and all that kind of stuff. Don't do that. But there's a family that I know, and some people were uptight because the guy passed. His sister, his only sister, went to their city for the funeral.
Okay.
After all that was said and done, some of the family members were angry with his sister.
All right.
Because they were saying that people were bringing over cards and things like that.
And they were stealing
with money in it.
And they were stealing the money.
I don't know if you call it stealing, but they were taking them.
But they was in grief though. They just wanted to get them some chicken. They wanted to go to the grocery. You know what that is? You know what, Johnny? That is even not funny. But people do all of that. I've noticed even in the past couple of weeks, I know with Leon, because I've posted some things in my page, he said, like, can you come and claim your family? I'm like, you're kidding me. We got to have Leon Jones.
Wait a minute. What do you mean come claim your family?
Oh, somebody he may have found somebody deceased in the house. They may have been there for like 2 weeks or a week or something like that. They won't go and claim the body because they don't want to pay for the funeral. Now,
You have got to be kidding. Does anybody know of anything like that now?
Oh, wait a minute. Oh, please. Sometimes we need to ask Leon or maybe ask the county commissioners just how much money, you heard it right here on All of a Sudden, just how much money taxpayers spend every year to bury people in Macon Beer because they folks won't go.
Nobody can't. I want to do does everybody know that now? So in other words, let's educate some people.
Right.
Somebody dies.
Right.
The coroner, the police find them, the coroner comes in.
Right.
And they don't have any ID.
They can have ID, but if the family don't come claiming the city, the county's gonna bury them.
So you saying they can put in the paper, what's that little generic name they use all the time?
No, they'll put the person's name in.
No, I'm saying
John Doe.
John Doe. That's what I'm looking for. Okay, so they could put in the paper. Last night at the address such and such, we found John Doe.
Willie Smith. They're gonna put his name.
We found John Doe. So now they got John Doe's name on the news report, on the television.
Right.
They got him on the newspaper.
Correct.
A picture of him even.
Sometimes.
And you're saying that
they won't go.
He can be from Macon. And his folks see him on the news.
That's correct.
And in the paper.
That's correct.
But if nobody officially goes downtown to the coroner's office or to the sheriff's office and says, this is my brother, my cousin, my sister, my mom, if they just let them stay there, they're not legally binded to come and get them. They're not. So you're saying the family members are not legally binded. The police can't go and say, hey, we got your dead uncle.
We have to ask Big Hen that, but no, not that I'm aware of. What I'm aware of is that the county buries them.
And so nobody comes.
Or cremates them or whatever.
And the folks sitting around going, man, shoot, I ain't finna put no money on no funeral.
I ain't like him no way.
Wow.
I ain't come to get him. I ain't talked to him in 30 years. I ain't gonna talk to him. Just y'all do whatever y'all gonna do.
Do what you gonna do.
Ask Leon Jones here today.
And the city.
And our taxes that, people are talking about the Olaf tax and all of these different things, where all the money go. How many people you think died in Macon Beer without insurance, and the people didn't go pick them up and the county had to pay for them to be buried? We may need to ask Leon that question.
Do we bury them or cremate them?
Cremate them.
Wow.
We go and we cremate them.
Because family
won't pick him up. That's right.
Because he owes somebody $20.
I don't know, but the family won't pick him up.
Or $200. He looked at me funny. He
wasn't nothing but a drunk, no way.
He wasn't right.
He wasn't right. He didn't treat people right, no way. I ain't gonna fool with him. There you go. Let the county do with it.
He always wanted to be on his own. Let him be on his own now.
That's right.
And the county, taxpayer money,
correct,
has to take care of.
That's right.
Wow.
And that's a big chunk of money. I don't know how much we spend, but we may want to ask them sometimes, what's the line item for burials in the county for when people refuse to come pick up their loved ones, when they refuse to do it and the county has to bury them. Or when I say bury them, has to go in and have them cremated. Oh, yeah. So,
I never really thought about that.
Oh, man, I tell you, that's why when we, and this is just kind of off subject, but that's why when people are talking about, well, I wonder what they're doing with the tax dollars and da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. I said, you'd be surprised at what we have to do with our tax dollars.
It still comes right back to the family because the family won't go get their family.
Right.
And now we got to pay for it.
There you go.
Isn't that something?
And then, you own a home, you got to pay for it. That money that you had.
So that's why we can't get monkey bars in the park.
Sometimes. And so when they're trying to do things to improve Macon, it's hard to improve Macon when some of us in Macon ain't right.
I never really thought about that.
Well, I did.
But that is sinking in, and it's kind of
And
weird.
the reason why I know it's correct, I was on the news program because
That
it
is
was
really
a
a
little
trip.
baby. It was a little baby that died,
Mhm.
and the mama just walked up the hospital and left the little baby up there. And they were trying to find it. And so I told Leon, I said, well, I'll tell you what, I work and try to, get together some money so we can bury this, baby. And we did, we worked, we started working, put some things out, let the mother know that we were not going to hold her.
I never thought of
We know that we weren't going to like demonize her for doing that, because I'm sure she was a poor mother.
She was PTSD too. She
probably was.
She was in shock
because the baby died.
Yeah.
And any rate, she did come forth, and she took care of that. And it was some people in the community that was just like, we don't care, we just want you to have this moment with your baby. You know what I'm saying? We didn't care about that, about making her out to be something, just really bad or whatever.
That has kind of taken me aback, because that's just something I've never thought about.
And I'm telling you, those are the kinds of things that we may not think about that the county does. When you have a stray animal, you put your stray animal, it's just all kinds of stuff. But I'm going to keep it here with humans and family. You'd be surprised at what people do with family. They don't care. Look at what you think happened to when somebody passed in the hospital. What do you think? Who you think got to go up and get a body out the hospital? The next of kin. What if the next of kin don't come? What the hospital supposed to do? I'm just asking you.
But now I'm immediately wondering how many times that happened in Macon last year.
Well, you need to. I said, well, ask Leon.
That a person, the next of kin, never came.
Right, and we had to take care of it as a taxpayer.
That's so
and
interesting.
And by the way, and we're gonna take care of it. We don't have a choice, do we?
No, you just can't leave them laying around.
You can't leave them laying around. And then
it's not like that movie Weekend at Bernie's.
No, I'm serious. So those are the kinds, so that's why I say I want to talk about families, because some of this trifling stuff that families do is just low down. And you can't forget, I'm sick of him. But then you don't mind, reaching into my pocket, which is a tax, and then too.
You have really got I've never thought about
just
that.
Think about it. We're paying for all these things, the libraries, the this, the that, the school, or something. That's enough money to buy, some type of supplies for the schools or something like that. We can't do the kind of things we need to do in the community, because some of us are irresponsible. And it's not race, it's all of us. I say all of us because I'm a part of it. We're just sometimes irresponsible. And we focus in on just one little part of the community as being,
that is so weird to me.
You messed up, aren't you, Johnny?
Yeah, because now I'm thinking, with the way the world is, so somebody in the family won't respond, so they figure they have some knowledge that, look, if ain't nobody say nothing about 14 days, they're going to go ahead and
but let me just
cremate them.
Here you go. It's a good example.
But can they still go and find the insurance papers and get their money? Jeez.
That ain't got to do. I'm gonna give an example. We take you. You're single. Who's the one that's gonna take care of you if something were to happen? Is somebody gonna say, I don't know if he got no insurance in that. I know my name ain't on it. That's why. Look at. That's why we keep promoting. Make sure you have some insurance and stuff like that, because if something happened to you, you better make sure somebody know their name on it. You better make sure that because they'll let you sit down and they'll let the county take care of it now.
So people, you heard that. If you have an insurance policy with a loved one's name on it, don't try to surprise them. Let them know their name's on it so they can come get you, so they won't cremate you.
That's true.
Because I know some people in their mind that have got some policies and they're saying, they don't know, but I'm looking out for them. If I leave before they do, I'm going to leave them something.
Well, a lot of people do have policies like that. I know some people that have policies and they do it so to make sure that person can be buried or whatever, which is actually a good thing. That's one of the best things you can do for your family, is to make sure you're taken care of, in the, after your life has ended, your physical life and your spiritual life has started. It's really a good thing to do. But I'm like, man, you need to make sure that somebody know, like you said, is important for people to know. And then not only that, don't go down here thinking that these, and this is still off, we're talking about family. Don't think that these undertakers right here take payment plan. They take insurance. They don't take payment plan.
I ain't gonna get paid to Tuesday.
Oh, I just need, look at, and I just need,
I can't get it told with my ball man. Then they got a Facebook post they partying somewhere.
They got the fish fry.
They
got the fish fry.
That one right there really got me. I never thought about that.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I think when you're in positions of leadership and they have some really hard decisions to make. And, I myself is in leadership and in a lot of things that I think about probably someone else would not.
I never considered that somebody would actually know that their family member is in the hospital.
Leave them.
Know that they died and
I tell you what,
won't go be the one to sign the paper to claim.
I don't know how to call Leon Jones.
That is amazing.
Oh yeah, they won't. They'll leave them up there. And we need hospital beds and things like that. What are we gonna do? And as bad as it sounds, it's just like, it's one of those things.
I am taken aback with that one.
Why you take? But you know what, Johnny? That's because you're a purist and you have a good heart, and you just can't see anyone treating their family like that or their friends that way.
That's rough, man.
And you're like, why would you do that? But you got to keep in mind, like we were talking about with family, there's a lot of people who don't care about their family now. They don't care. They're not like you. They're not going to go down and see.
That's something.
Look, that these people, they have found deceased in the house, and I've been going over and over again because I want people to understand that. That didn't happen to my mama because we call her.
Yeah.
That didn't happen to her because when she didn't answer the phone, we went to the door and bust the door down. But a lot of people are not doing that, and they don't check on the older people. They don't check on that. It ain't even got to be anybody old. It can be somebody, I don't know, 30, 40, 50 years old of a heart attack. Don't check on them.
Yeah, some people got caught up in that no news is good news. Well, when have you heard from Joe or Steve or or LaQuisha or whoever? Yeah. They go, I ain't heard nothing. You know what that mean? No news is good news. But they could be over there on the floor and needing help. So yeah, we need to check on our people.
And I keep talking about this because I only think about what if I hadn't got there to get my mom.
Yeah.
And I would have a very different narrative now.
Yeah, no doubt about it.
Had I not done that. So, I encourage people to do these things. And then the other piece about family, I'm also encouraging people to forgive people. Just forgive them.
Yeah.
Forget about it. It's nothing that deep. Okay.
Some of the silliest. When you go and try to dig and try to find the origins of some of the separations of family, it is some of the silliest, smallest,
I ain't kidding,
smallest things that they disagreed with.
Mm-hmm.
I know of one that basically carried it to their death because they thought that he was better than everybody else.
Because he was light skinned.
Because he used words like comprehend instead of understand. So they thought that he was being condescending with the way that he talked. But the guy was a communications major, and that was what he was learning, new ways of expression. And when he went to school and came back home, and he was around some of his folk who hadn't gone off, they thought that he was being condescending when that had become his norm. That's the way he communicated now.
Right.
And came back home after a year or so, and they thought he trying to be funny.
Well, and people do think, that's
No, I'm saying it's small stuff.
it is. It can be really small stuff. Like if you're the lightest one in your family, or if you got good hair, or in the case of, let's say that you're the one in the family that say for instance got the degree, and you bought these things, and you just kind of living a life that's according to your potential. The rest of the family members sometimes hate on you because they feel like if you got it, they entitled to take it.
Yeah.
And so it's interesting to me, and I felt something on my heart to talk about it because while my family is not as bad as some, because they did step up and they do really well. I was just surprised when I started listening, and they would say things to my mom like, "Oh wow, you're really blessed because you've got this daughter who really cares about you," and yada yada yada. And I'm thinking, well, don't these other people have some children? And then aren't their children doing what I do? And they're not.
It's the trip how people don't do stuff.
You didn't took and turned something up because you ain't
No, I
a message.
didn't. No, I
Yes, you
didn't.
did.
No, I didn't.
You did. I saw you
No, I did
touching the
not.
touchpad.
No, I didn't. I ain't do it.
Yes, you did.
I didn't do it.
I saw you doing a touchpad on here, trying to adjust the volume. You don't know what you're doing.
Okay, here we go again. Brenda's being accusatory.
But that's what I do. And I was real messy too.
We haven't one thing we omitted doing, and we must say hello to Emily Amos. And Emily, I want it to be recorded that Brenda didn't give you one shout out. She didn't think of your best friend, Brenda. I'm the one that thought enough of you to acknowledge you and say hi. And, hope everything is going well.
Yeah, you know what it is? Emily's cousin, the one that I helped her find. You know what?
Oh, my God.
Old girl is coming to visit Emily. Her drives a Bentley. She's a really important person. And she wants to see her cousin. And so her and Emily are supposed to get together. And I'm so excited about that. I don't know what to do. So, I know that I've been slipping with ancestry with you. I believe that, Johnny, you and I are related.
Might be.
I really do. I think we are related. We have a lot of, similar traits and stuff like that. And that kind of run the family.
Yeah.
Oh, why you ain't turn your phone off?
I don't know how it came back on.
That must be your girlfriend.
It must be Obama.
That's your girlfriend right there. That's calling it. But anyway, you know what? These people can't see what you're doing because you know what? Now he act like now.
Here's the thing. Brenda often says on the air that she's messy, but I don't think you all really believe her. And I think that was the strategy of one of our other politicians. He would tell you stuff like, look you right in the eye and tell you I'm stupid. And then, but because he told you, you say, oh, he's just kidding. Brenda tells us constantly, she's messy. I don't think any of you really believe her, but Brenda is.
I am not.
Yes, she is.
I am not. Henry didn't say I was messy.
Henry is a very wise man.
Why'd you say that? But I love him though.
Henry is a very wise man.
And by the way, we would have him on the show today, but he's like super busy.
Listen, wherever Henry is doing something for the good.
He is. He's really a good lawyer. Oh, wait a minute. Hold somebody. Y'all both African American. Oh, I am, but I'm 23% white, and Emily's got white in her too.
Well, I don't know what I am because my name's not Emily, and I can't seem to get my kit.
I'm gonna take care of your kid next time. You just got to make sure you haven't eaten any food or anything like that when you.
So I do know this much, that my dad's mom, her mom, and then her mom. And then after that, they were slaves. So I don't know.
Well, and you were from Washington County.
That's my mom's side's from Washington County.
All right, hold up. Now,
my father's side is from Crawford County.
Okay, so what is your mother's maiden name?
Watts.
Watts, W-A-T-T-S.
Yes.
Were they out like in Spot or David? I mean, were they on?
Now, I also got some information on my mom's side that, okay, so my great grandfather was John Watts. And then I think there was one more Watts. My great grandfather, my great grandfather. I think his name was George Watts. Before then, this is where it gets cloudy. There's a story circulating that we started out being Gundys.
You may be.
But then the Gundy, somebody was raping one of the guy's sisters or mom or something.
And they changed the name.
He killed him or something, went away, and came back, and we became Watts.
Well,
now that's one story I heard.
Well,
but there's a lot of those stories.
I'm going to have to look into it. I was just looking at your I was just looking in here.
Yeah.
And I have to see.
So you see the John Watts.
I have to find him. You know, I
just saw
I know it's a bunch of John Watts. Now you don't know what you're talking about. Now you need to let folk who do research now.
Yes, ma'am.
You know, that's what you need to do. Because and because there's a lot of work that's involved in that.
I know.
I had a gentleman that I was on Facebook that came at me, and I would leave him unnamed, and he kept on coming, you know, and I said, oh, well, you know, you supported this particular candidate, and probably, you know, people, you know, the Republicans that would support him typically are the descendants of slave owners. And he was like, oh, no, this is where my family came from. Yuckity, yuck, yuck, yuck. Well, of course, I traced his family right on back to where they came from in Warren County. And not only that, I took it and I said, your great-great-granddaddy had 13 slaves in 1860. In 1850, he had 6.
So like your family.
Yeah. Oh, well, you know, I come from Nathan Haynes. Nathan Haynes is the slave owner. So I know my history. You know, I'm one of the few to do. And by the way, I'll know yours in a minute. And I'll be talking trash about you because, Johnny, I think that you do have some mulatto in you.
Well, I know I got a lot of Indian in me.
No, you don't.
Yeah, I do.
No, you don't. You ain't got no Indian in you.
Mm-hmm.
You don't. You just think you do. People always be talking about, yeah, I got Indian. You know why people in black and white, so I always say, well, you know, I have a certain amount of Native American in me. And I'm like, what is it? Y'all took and gave the Indians disease blankets and things like that, took and chased them all out west and stuff like
that. Was your people.
Well, that was your people too, because I'm willing to bet you. Look at your nose, Johnny. Look at your nose. Look at your nose.
Yeah,
you got thin lips. You got thin lips up top. Look at that. Look at you ain't got no pug nose. That's a European nose you got, John.
I'm sure of that.
Yes, a European nose. So don't be trying to pretend like that ain't what it is, because I know what it is. Okay.
I'm sure.
You And Johnny, and what did you get? What you grinning for? You must be texting and carrying on.
No, I'm trying to find a picture of some of my people who came before me.
Oh, that's right. Definitely not Kuta Kinte nose.
Them Jacksons. You got them Jacksons involved now, see.
Oh, what is it? Not 800 Jackson Street.
Mm-hmm.
But you know what, though? You really don't. Your nose kind of look like my nose. See, look at that. Come on.
I know I'm not from the Ubuntu tribe. I know that.
You are. You probably got about 30%. But I bet you got at least 10 to 15% Caucasian like your girl Emily do. But she just tried to pretend like she did. But, you know, she picked at me until she found out different.
You you
but
gave
I will do your. You know what? Remind me next week to bring in your stuff for your DNA.
I've been reminding you forever.
You probably could have reminded me. You could have found your phone last week.
If my name was Emily, I would have had it done already.
Or Henry.
Nobody compares to Henry.
Oh, that's true.
Not even Emily.
Oh, Henry's the man.
That's what I just said.
I love Henry. Sometimes more than others, though. What picture? See, that's your problem. You need to be paying attention to this mic. You got about 5 more minutes, and you up here flipping through some pictures. That's not. We can't look at. What we gonna show? Here the phone right here. Here you go. Here you go. What you gonna do? Take it, put it on Facebook, and show the picture. Here the picture right here. You ain't got. I don't know. Bless his heart. Bless his heart. He didn't got a phone that's got graphics on it.
Look.
I can't look at that. I'm busy.
If it was Emily.
Oh, wait, who was that? Oh, okay. Somebody in that fight.
I just want to say that today she has really taken me back with
what's wrong with you?
the news about
the county burying
that people just leave their folks
Are you kidding me?
in the hospital at the coroner's.
And-
Hey man, I heard about your brother died. Oh, when y'all had a funeral? I don't know, man.
You gotta ask Leon.
Yeah. That's all I'm saying.
You know what?
Y'all gotta stop that. Listen. If the family itself don't want to do nothing, let his friend know. Maybe they'll get together and have a party or do something.
They used to have the rent parties.
Yeah.
You could just have and you could do it, really and truly. I want to say seriously, cremation.
Sheila's mad with you. I'm just saying.
Sheila, you are right. Sheila, I am so sorry. Sheila, I apologize.
It just caught me off guard because I never really thought about it.
Sheila, she said, OMG. It is, and it's sad. We're bringing it up maybe in a comical way, but it's sad.
I never thought about it.
It is. I put them on my page, Johnny. I put them on my page when they're looking for people.
That has really shocked me today, that to come to the actuality.
Right.
That people die and in their hometown.
But not only that, and Leon have called. He didn't call the family. Oh, look at here. I got your brother here. And I'm telling you, they said, oh, okay, you keep him. I ain't had nothing to do with him when he was living. I don't want nothing to do with him when he dead.
He ain't never did nothing for me.
There you go.
He ain't never did nothing for nobody.
There you go.
And no need of him calling me now.
I ain't gonna bear it.
He ain't called me when he got that doggone, hit the doggone number.
Cash 3.
That's the truth.
No,
people respond like that.
And my point to you is,
see, that's what we're trying to say, Sheila, that I know it seems like we're joking, but this is what people actually do.
they actually do it.
Say, when he wanted to care for, and I gave him the numbers, and the joker didn't give me now a penny.
And all of that. And even that. We talk about families. There's, some of them same ones that don't call. Sometimes them same ones that won't call grandmama, the other one, grandmama over there dead on the floor because they don't need nothing from them. They don't even call them.
Mm-hmm.
You follow what I'm saying? Oh, he didn't turn the music on us, did he?
Hey, Henry E. Williams, attorney at law, we thank you so much, my brother. Keep doing what you're doing, man.
Wait a minute, he didn't cut us off. We still got 2 more minutes, ain't we?
And Emily,
we love you.
much success in what you're doing today.
Yeah. And Johnny, we wish you success and justice.
Oh, our next travel dates, we're going to be in Jacksonville, Florida on October 26th. Can't remember then after that. The next play date is Louisville. And then Kentucky. And then we go to Chattanooga, and I'll come up and let you guys know the other dates. But
Johnny, we want to come and see you.
yeah, you need to come down to
ain't even-
Yeah, we come that way.
when they,
October 26th.
maybe that'd be a nice little trip.
Weekend. Come down there and be on the water.
We like you.
Hey, we want to give a big shout out to Mr. Jackson, our engineer here. He does a great job, and we appreciate him so much. You know.
And you know what? And then to Apostle.
Oh man, what a great guy.
And you know what? And we got equipment that work. We don't even have like any like electrical telephone.
Right, and they're not putting coal into a oven to make things the
We've
better.
been listening to all of a sudden during them every Monday evening.
We'll see you next week.
Thank you guys. Love everybody.
Host Brenda Sutton. That's every Monday. We'll see you there.
The views expressed on this program are not necessarily the views of the Glory 980 AM, the Glory Media Group, LLC, WDDO AM, its staff, management, or advertisers, but are the views and opinions of the participants of the broadcast.
Connecting the community through gospel. The